and gentlemen, welcome back to part 2 of the video on how to survive during an inflation period like this one that we're experiencing in this country. In my previous video, we spoke about what inflation is all about and what are the causes of inflation and the types of inflation. We also discussed other countries that are going through the same difficult moments in terms of inflation, including Argentina, including countries like Venezuela, which has the highest inflation in the world at around 400%, including other countries like Zimbabwe, and where we are at as a country right now at around 7%, between 7 and 9%. That is where we are ranging between different months dependent in terms of inflation in this country. My name is Geshure Rungu. Now, how do we survive during times of high inflation like you're experiencing today? For example, the cost of food has gone really high. The cost of other basic amenities has also gone very high. Everything is increasing in price, or the price of everything around us that we use is increasing day by day because of inflation. How do we survive this? That is what I want us to discuss about. And if you've not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and subscribe to it and share the video and ask other more people. Let's get this channel to 1,000 subscribers and more, even 100,000. As God enables us to do. Welcome. Now, number one that I think is crucial is to reassess our expenses or our expenditure. You remember we talked about budgeting in my previous videos. I want us to now talk about how you use that budget to reassess how you spend each and every coin that you receive or you make. Let me tell you, the reason why that budgeting was very crucial, or is very crucial even at this particular moment, is because it will help you to know which items you can strike off, which items you don't have to buy now, which item you don't need to spend money on right now, which item you can postpone to achieve or to buy. So with your budget, you can actually go back to it and reassess and see how you're going to use that particular amount of money that you receive probably at the end of the month if you are employed. And this video is specifically for employed people actually, because employed people are hit hardest by inflation. Therefore, reassess your spending habits so that you can come up with something that is sustainable for the time being. Inflation may not last for long. At some point, it will come back to normal. But during this time of inflation, you're going to think of what you need to do to make sure that you have survived and your family is also not that affected in terms of their lifestyle. But reassess or reduce your expenditures. If you don't need to be doing something, please postpone it. Actually, it is the only time I advocate for procrastination, because you can say, now I'm not going to go for this holiday, I'll go for the holiday next year. Yes, you procrastinate it. Number two, avoid new debts. My guys, hii si time ya kuchukua pesa mikopo kwa banks na wapi na kwa Shylocks. It's time to avoid Shylocks. It's a time to avoid borrowing even from your friends and try to live within your means. This is because at the end of the month, when you receive your salary and you have borrowed somebody money, or you have borrowed from a bank or from a Shylock, you're obligated to pay. But then, guys, you have to pay your debts. Whatever debt you have to pay. It's the only way you can achieve financial freedom, you know. So, therefore, please, it is time to avoid borrowing so that you don't increase your expenses at the end of the month. You reduce them. Please make sure that you avoid such kind of borrowing that will make you spend more at the end of the month or when you receive your salary. Number three, reevaluate where you shop. go back and look at where you usually go to do your shopping. You know, many Kenyans like going to high-end malls, high-end shopping centers to buy their everyday goods, sugar, milk, whatever, bread. We are likely to go to very high-end malls. We like doing it. But probably this is the time to reevaluate that and make your purchases at Kawangware Market, and make your purchases at the wholesale shops, which sell their goods cheaper, which sell their services cheaper. It is time to go for those not very expensive places to do your shopping and to look for services. If you're used to going to Ole Sereni, as an example, to take your lunch, or you're used to going to Radisson Blu to take your lunch, it is time to evaluate that and go to a cheaper hotel that will give you the same quality, probably a cheaper place that will make your pockets not scream because you have overused whatever that you had. Reevaluate where you shop. Rethink your strategy on where you shop. Now, this is for the men. Please, you know, we have a habit as men of not looking at the prices of goods when you're going to buy, and you just pick. Just because I want this type of bread, I just pick. It is time to check what is the price tag. What is the price tag of that particular thing? Hii kitu ya wanaume ya tunaendanga tu naweka tu utajulia price kwa counter. It's not gonna work during this high inflation period of time. You need to check the prices and go for what you can afford. Of course, it depends on how much you're willing to spend at this moment. Number 4, it is time to consider alternative sources of income. If your only source of income is your employment, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough, my brothers. It's going to be rough, my brothers and sisters. You need to reconsider other sources of income. It is time to start that kind of business that you have always thought about starting. It's time to think of other ways that you can earn some money. If you can work 2 jobs, this is the time to do it. If you can work 2 jobs, this is the time to do it. So guys, reconsider that, because you need to survive this particular period of time. It will going to be a short period of time, and then things will go back to normal. But before that happens, rethink and see whether you can get an alternative source of income. Number 5, this is really interesting. It is time to ask for a raise in your salary from your employer. Of course, you have to be considerate. If you're in an industry that has been hit by inflation, as you yourself has been hit, then you may want to reconsider that. But if you're in an industry that is thriving during this time of inflation, it is time to ask for a raise. And sometimes the employers will say, why should I give you a raise? Show me the value that you're bringing to this company. Then probably you need to show that you are very valuable to that company, and they will pay you more. Or that particular employer, and they will pay you more. So don't be afraid to ask for a raise in the same. It is time to do that. Number 6, it is time to invest in high-earning assets. Consider investing your money in financial assets or other places that have good returns. Your savings should not sit in your mattress earning you nothing. Your savings should not sit in your bank earning you nothing. It's time to put the money in money market. It's time to put your money in bonds. It's time to put your money in bills. It's time to buy shares. It's time to put money in places where it's going to give you your savings, in places where it's going to give you back a return on investment that is worthwhile, that can actually cover the inflation. You know, if the inflation is 7%, whatever you're investing in should not be less than 7%. It should be higher. That way, you will not have lost money in the long run, at the end of the year or a certain period of time. And number 7, and the last one, invest in yourself. Times may look hard, but it is time to learn new skills. It's time to learn new ways of doing things. It's time to learn how to carry something that we were not able to carry. It's time to learn how to drive that tractor that you didn't know how to do. It's time to learn how to invest, develop yourself. It's time to be a better version of yourself, because it's going to assist you in achieving everything else that you have talked about up here. All is not lost, guys. We're just going through a period of inflation as a country, high inflation as a country, but it will not last long, because with time, everything will be. And once we are through this period, everything else will go back to normal. So all is not lost, guys. All is not lost. Just let's be a better version of ourselves. And I know, in my own opinion, the government is trying to play it by the book to make sure that inflation comes down and that prices of goods and services come down. It may take a while because of where we are as a country, but be optimistic, but work on yourself. Work really hard on yourself. Otherwise, that is my time for today. My name is Gishure Irungu. Thank you for joining me up to the end of this particular video. The second part on how to live or how to survive during high inflations in Kenya. If you've not watched the first one, please go ahead and watch. Subscribe to this channel. Share this message. Let's have a discussion on this particular important topic in our lives. Bye-bye, and God bless you. See ya.